Let's face it, with his chiseled jawline, impressive stature, and brooding intensity, Jacob Elordi is super compelling to watch. And unless you've been living under a rock, you know he's quickly become a huge name in Hollywood. From a young unknown in The Kissing Booth to a recent turn in the award-winning Saltburn, Elordi is arguably the biggest actor in town at the moment. I thought I'd take a closer look at his rise to stardom, the bank he's bringing in from movies and endorsements, and why fans are calling him, wait for it, Babygirl. Let's dive into why Jacob Elordi is Hollywood's it guy. Jacob was born in Brisbane, Australia, which might be a shock to some of you watching this. He's so convincing with his American and British accents that it's pretty wild he's from down under. By age 12, he was doing school musicals, though his main focus was rugby. Sadly, a broken bone in his back crumbled that particular dream, so he turned his focus to acting. He moved to America at 17, though there were some culturally awkward times.
When you come to America, like everyone, like you get to set or something, everyone goes, Aussie, 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 and they expect you to say it back. No.
Jacob's role as Noah Flynn in the Kissing Booth movie series took him from an unknown to a teen heartthrob. There were 3 Kissing Booth movies between 2018 and 2021. Noah is portrayed as the quintessential bad boy with a heart of gold, opposite another rising starlet, Joey King. As the series progresses, Noah evolves from the one-dimensional bad boy into a more complex character, dealing with issues of jealousy and insecurity. This transformation helped audiences see Jacob as more than just a brooding hot guy, which made them love him even more. And while critics were pretty harsh on the movies, they seemed to appreciate Jacob's performance as being one of the strong points of the series. And heck, they must have done well for Netflix because they made 3 of them. The Kissing Booth movies not only were his introduction to American audiences, but they gave him the experience and exposure to land his career-making part on Euphoria. So you'd think Jacob would have nothing but great things to say about the experience. But you'd be wrong. It appears Jacob now has some pretty strong regrets about making the Kissing Booth trilogy. He was quoted as saying, "I didn't want to make those movies before I made those movies. Those movies are ridiculous. They're not universal, they're an escape." As I mentioned, his role as Nate Jacobs, the abusive, privileged, and troubled teen in Euphoria, has turned him into a full-fledged star. Through seasons 1 and 2, he became the talk of the town. His brooding intensity in this meaty role was spellbinding, and his American accent was so good, people were shocked to find out he's an Aussie. And yet, Jacob realizes the struggle of playing such a hate-worthy character. On the one hand, he knows that Nate is a bad dude, and he wants to, well...
I think me as Jacob, I would love to beat him up. Like, I would love to give him a clip around the ears.
But at the same time, Jacob has love and compassion for his character.
But as Nate, I feel very bad for him.
Jacob has managed to leverage his fame and respect in town towards starring roles in feature films of late. That includes playing the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley, in the movie Priscilla. And it also meant a starring turn opposite Barry Keoghan in the critically acclaimed Saltburn. And although it managed to miss out on any Oscar nominations, it got a lot of award season love at the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, and more. And it was a reminder that Jacob is equal parts heartthrob and talent. His role as an easygoing but dead-inside rich kid at a British prep school showed off a side of his acting we hadn't seen yet, and it's made him even more of an it guy in Hollywood. And he's not getting a big head when it comes to his success either. Even when he was talking about his stellar performance in Saltburn, Elordi was sure to give much of the credit to his co-star Barry Keoghan. He compared Barry's acting to pure electricity.
You really don't know sort of what's going to happen in a scene, so you have to be on your toes. And I really appreciated that, those little sparks.
Jacob has become a big Hollywood star, and his salaries and net worth have expanded to match that. While HBO doesn't generally release how much they pay each actor, we do know that leads on their shows rake in anywhere from $150K to $1 million per episode, so he's probably earning somewhere in that range for Euphoria. That's a big turnaround for Elordi, who was apparently just about broke when he got that gig. According to Jacob, quote, "I wasn't booking gigs. I think I had, $400 or $800 left in my bank account, and Euphoria was my last audition before I went home for a little while to make some money and recuperate." Nowadays, he's commanding high salaries, which is complemented by various brands who have made him the face of their ad campaigns. This includes the Scent Le Parfum from Hugo Boss, a deal with Tag Heuer, and celebrity net worth has him at around $4 million. And while we should always take guesses on celebrity net worth with a grain of salt, it's pretty clear he's raking it in. Jacob will likely continue his status as Hollywood's it guy into the rest of 2024 and beyond, or at the very least, he'll be keeping busy. He has a bunch of upcoming projects listed on his IMDb page, including playing Frankenstein's monster in Frankenstein. He'll join big names like Oscar Isaac and Christoph Waltz in that one. Also listed are a sci-fi project called Parallel, as well as a TV series called The Narrow Road to the Deep North. These are just a handful of the things he has on tap, not to mention the long-awaited and highly anticipated third season of Euphoria. Perhaps the most compelling thing about Jacob is that he seems to exude approachability and charm. So much so, his fans have started referring to him as the Babygirl of Hollywood. This is because he has a natural manliness and confidence about him, not to mention a jawline that plastic surgeons are probably using as a model, but also gladly embraces his feminine side. He's been known to wear handbags around and has taken firm stances online against toxic masculinity. When asked about his first crushes, he responded that Orlando Bloom was an early one, and so was
Brad Pitt. I think in Troy.
Jacob might be 6'5", but the sky's the limit when it comes to his talent and career. At this rate, it seems like we'll be seeing a lot more of Mr. Babygirl in the upcoming years. And frankly, I think we're all pretty cool with that. What do you think about his rise to Hollywood's it guy? Let us know in the comments section.